everyone. How are you all doing? Welcome to Area I3 and I4 YouTube channel. And let me welcome you all to the Free Ground initiative by Area I3 and I4. It's an initiative where we practice different forms of communication over a WhatsApp group. Yes, you don't have to spend time and attend another meeting. You already attend meetings. You don't have to attend another meeting to practice your communication. We do it over a WhatsApp group. And as a part of that initiative, we welcome you all to the second video of From the Leaders' Desk. Now, this is an initiative where we chit chat with great leaders discussing about different forms of communication and leadership. And that is what we are going to do even today. Today, we have a very special topic and obviously a very special guest. But before I introduce him, let me introduce you to the topic. That is soft skills, a very familiar word. Yes, that very soft skill, those skills of yours which you can't measure in tangible or quantifiable terms, like public speaking, interpersonal skills, team management skills, time management, the amount of hard work that you can put in, the amount of smart work that you can put in, exactly all those.
Wait a minute, Shantan. I don't remember being those skills taught extensively in our schools. Do you?
No.
So, is soft skills missing in our Indian education system? That's our topic for today. And for that, we have our district director for District 41, Nimish Joseph, distinguished Toastmaster.
Well, you all already know him. You all are already able to see him on the screen. But let me tell you why he is the best person to have this discussion with. Distinguished Toastmaster Nimish is a research scholar at IIT Delhi working in the area of social media analytics and information propagation. He's a software engineer by qualification and is interested in teaching and academic writing. Prior to joining IIT Delhi, he was working at Oracle India Private Limited as a software developer. He has served as the conference secretary and rapporteur in various national and international conferences. He has published research articles and has been associated with various Government of India projects, including the Digital India Awards and the National Digital Literacy Mission. He's a passionate Toastmasters and has served in various capacities, including a club road director, program quality director, and is currently serving as the District 41 director. He is also associated with an IIT Delhi startup called Medic Fibers. Besides this, he calls himself a foodie, loves traveling, and also defines himself as a rational person. We welcome you, distinguished Toastmaster Nimish, to Area I3 and I4.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Sayantan, for that introduction and invite. It's my pleasure to be here with both of you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nimish, for accepting our invite. So, let us kickstart this session with our first question of this interview. According to you, where are we with respect to soft skills in India?
All right. Thank you, Rohit, for that question. So it is a complex question, probably something that needs a more of explanation and understanding when it comes to soft skills. Because I am not an HR trainer or probably a person with an HR background. But when you analyze and when you see things happening around, especially in the academic institutes, that's where I am coming from. I can say that India or our students and leaders need more experience or hands-on with respect to soft skills. It's not just about interpersonal communication skills, probably not just about time management or showing empathy, listening others, and not just about these things, but about a holistic development of an individual when it comes to a complete picture of developing a human being, the soft skills that we all need to grow up in our professional and personal lives is something that is missing across, or probably that people should gain with sort of experience and the way they interact and meet and the way they communicate with people. So it's something they should grow or develop with time. And I believe that it is something that is lacking a lot in our community because everyone does not exhibit these qualities across.
Thank you, Nimish, for that answer.
So, in fact, I'd like to have a question related to that. Like, Nimish, you mentioned that not everybody in our world has these communication skills or interpersonal skills or these various soft skills. So, what do you think are the negative implications of not having these skills?
Okay, all right. So even this is very much connecting to me as well. When I started my Toastmasters journey, I remember the days when I had to go through sort of a bad interactions or lack of improper interpersonal communication skills, and how it is affecting as me as an individual as well as my friends. So some of us do have that skill to communicate with others, to make sure that your presence is felt, you respect others. But some of us do not involve in such things or accidentally commit mistakes. It might not be we are intentionally doing it, but still we might make small mistakes which might offend other person very seriously. So when it comes to the words we use or the way we engage with someone, our actions, the way we kind of showcase ourselves to others, it might not be something that is appealing to others. So when it comes to soft skills, definitely we need to kind of it is a very important thing that everyone should improve their soft skills with respect to multiple qualities. So soft skill is, as you mentioned at the beginning, it's just a small term which defines a lot of things below that. So as a professional or as a student, you will be facing many situations in your life when you interact or when you work as part of a team where you should be demonstrating respect, where you should be demonstrating the existence of the other person, where you should be kind of involved in taking or driving the team forward, or whether there should be some actions expected from you. In all these cases, there will come one or the other thing. For example, if you are a bad listener, then you are a bad leader. If you are weak in time management, then you will not complete your tasks on time. If you are not showing empathy, then probably you will not get respect of your colleagues and others. If you are not demonstrating the skills of interpersonal communications, then probably others will not get what you want to convey to them. So there are many skills that we should develop, and at this point I believe that soft skills improvement is one of the major thing that everyone should focus upon. We all have been technically sound, or probably in terms of academics we all are doing really good, but when it comes to soft skills or when it comes to our overall growth, this is one area where we lack and something that we should focus upon.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you,
think
Nimish, for
that's
that answer. Yes, I completely agree with that. So, Nimesh, as you said that these skills are very important, and the lack of those skills would make us would turn us into a bad leader or something not who could people could relate to. So, how would you say that our Indian government ensuring that soft skills are being included in our education system?
All right. I believe there are multiple attempts by the government, not just Indian government, but by state governments and various other governments to enhance these kind of qualities in individuals. We all are social animals. So not just as a student, as a professional, we all are live as part of a society, and we have not probably developed that skill to live as separate individuals without having with zero dependency on others. So it is necessary that we communicate, we interact, we kind of involve with other people as and when we do some sort of activity. And when it comes specifically to the government efforts, it might not be very much visible in terms of the academic systems, because when it comes to multiple things, for example, the government will the academic systems will teach you about numbers, or probably how to calculate things to be scientific, but it might not show you actually how to behave with someone else with respect to probably it might not be giving the amount of sex education or mental education or other interpersonal communication education which is required, or up to the level that is required. I have my friends in abroad, especially in the Scandinavian countries, where they focus too much on other skills, the development of other skills, which I believe that India is also growing towards that sort of a vision, where we kind of empower our students with these kind of skills and not just restricting them with all the scientific, mathematical, and other paper-based theoretical knowledge. We need to grow a long way, and I believe that at this point the governments are taking the basic steps, which is not sufficient, and they should take more steps because it requires a revival of the education system. I'm not sure if you have heard about the new education policy. It in fact aims to kind of completely switch or to change the face of how we pass on education to the coming generations of India. So there I believe that the government and the stakeholders will give appropriate respect to these kind of holistic development of individual, which involves multiple skills and not just the bookish knowledge which is required. But when you are just with the bookish knowledge, probably you will end up as a not so good individual. So soft skills and other skills are very much required, so that you are not just becoming a good a scientist or a doctor, but you also develop as a better human being. Because no matter if you are having 100 out of 100 in a class, but without knowing how to respect a female colleague, or probably a fellow classmate, or probably your professor or your student, then it will create more issues. So all these things are required together with your academic excellence. So soft skills is something that you should grow with the other aspects, and I believe that the government should put more stress on it. If not the same, at least a good amount of stress should be given to the improvement of soft skills in India, because a good amount of our youth still feel that they are inferior to the people from Western countries, or there is sort of uh, a, a sort of the cultural backgrounds that we come from. We used to show a tendency to pretend that we are someone less in nature, because we do not know how to communicate. We do not take that first step. We probably end up being shied away from taking key decisions. So all these things will overcome only when we know how to stand or make our presence feel in the right way when we are in a group, when we are sitting in a group of sitting with a group of people. So I believe that the government should put stress on these sides. Then only there will be a complete development of an individual, not just as a student, but when he moves from student to that phase of contributing to the growth of our country and to his or her family. So it requires more sort of these additional skills. So it is just that you being a strong man probably might not become a good husband or a good wife. So for that, you need to have some extra qualities. I'm not saying that the soft skills in your classrooms might help you, but the soft skills are very much required because you are part of the society and you cannot live without any other human interference.
I guess that is a perfect answer to what the government is doing nowadays to ensure that soft skills are being developed. Well, in fact, NEP is a welcome change, but how well it will come as as something material, I mean, how well it will materialize is something which we will come to know in the years to come. But that is the best thing I think as of now, which the government is doing. I agree with you on that. So, is there something that we also can do to improve our communication skills? I mean, I know the government will be doing something, it might be doing, maybe even there can be a restructuring in everything. But despite all of
Yes.
those,
So just I'm sorry interrupting you, Sayantan. So yes, when you mentioned what can we do about it, you're absolutely right. There is many things that we can be doing about it. First thing is to have that confidence within you that you have the ability to kind of express yourself. It need not, it is not necessary that you should be speaking or doing a public speech, or you probably is kind of going and giving an elevator speech to someone of very high in position. But you should not, you should have that ability to express yourself, your feelings and the thoughts that you're going through to someone who is with you. That will be probably the first step. So do not get shied away. Do not restrict yourself within yourself. Start interacting with people and try to understand how you can communicate to them in the best possible way. It might be your family member, then to your friends. So the moment you start communicating with them in the right manner, and the way the moment you start expressing your concerns, then I believe that step by step you will achieve that progress. Now, you cannot always wait for the government decisions to express out yourself. So whenever it is required, if you want to speak out something, you should find avenues to speak those things. When you should be doing something, you should find platforms to do it. So you should not give up. You should be having that spirit to drive yourself and kind of take you forward. For example, uh, in our case, like when I remember the days when I was growing up, when I used to see people, especially from the transgender communities during my young days, when I used to see them in the trains and when they were kind of collecting the money, I really felt sorry for them. One, but on the other side, I felt really bad about them, that I do not want to see their presence in my when I was traveling. So I always used to make sure that I am turning my heads away, or I do not want to look up to or I do not want to feel their presence. I want to ignore them. But later when we realize that these sort of people exist and we should understand that how to interact and how to behave with them and how to accept these different sections of the society, then
But
when I started to realize that there are different sections of the society which deserve equal amount of respect and understanding and care, then I realized that I need to improve you as a better human being. Similar is the case with multiple other sections of the society where we tend to ignore individuals, or probably where we tend to kind of listen to some of them and not to others. So it will take some time for us to kind of develop things and understand them and to perform based on the best interest of a collective humanity. But it will take time for all of us. But the first steps or the baby steps that we all can take is to understand ourselves, to not to hesitate from expressing the small things that we can, the way if we can kind of try to overcome that shyness in us. If we can kind of like start communicating with people around us, then learning, seeing and kind of understanding others, it will help us to grow and become as better human beings. Finally, so one thing that I feel is that you can always develop soft skills if you are in the right group of people. It's always said that birds of a feather flock together. So when you are in the team or in the company of the right set of people, you will gradually develop these skills. For example, I remember when I went to the US for the Toastmasters annual convention. There was around 10 to 20 times in a day I used to go from one floor to the other, my room, in the lift where the convention was happening. And every time you encounter one person, you greet them good morning or good evening or whatsoever it is. So there was an exchange of message every now and then. Now you the next day when you meet people, you do not have this habit of saying good morning or good evening to everyone when you meet them for the first time. But the next day you automatically start greeting them because that is their part of their culture. In our case, probably we do not do that, but when we are with the ecosystem, we will also gradually develop it. So So it is always necessary that you should be in that group of people, that group of friends who will be kind of helping you to improve your soft skills. For example, if you are in a set of friends who always speak politely to others, for example, if you find that the way when someone communicates, they address the words, or they use the words like please or kindly, or something which is more respectful in nature, then you will also have that tendency to use these good words when you communicate with others. Similarly, when you find that everyone in your class is coming to attend a class scheduled at 8 in the morning, then the next day you will also have that tendency to attend the class at 8 in the morning and not to delay it further. So it is always required that you should be in the right company. And even if you are not finding such a company, you can develop it yourself, fighting against yourself, and not hesitating to kind of take up brave and bold steps. So the first thing is that you should be open minded. You should be good enough to kind of approach or like face all these things, understand that these things are required, and to accept it for your positive growth.
That was a very good answer from Nimesh, because I believe completely what he said, because we need the right kind of environment where we can grow ourselves. So, for moving forward to develop our soft skills, the platforms which are available through some not-profit organizations such as Toastmasters International, how are those kind of platforms beneficial for our student base, especially because those are the people who would be going to be leaders in the future. So to develop their soft skills, to develop the skills which are so important in interaction with other people, in being in a company, leading the team, all the required amount of skills we have to be having in during those scenarios. How Toastmasters International helps us in moving forward to develop those skills.
Okay, I started my Toastmasters journey when I joined Oracle for my job. That day, I remember, I still remember that day, like when my manager asked me, Nimish, why don't you go and attend a Toastmasters meeting? Probably I was good with respect to my technical skills, but when it comes to the meetings, or when I had to convey things to my colleagues or people abroad, when there were joint meetings happening with the US team and the India team, and probably I was not able to convey my ideas in the right way. And that is when probably my teammates encouraged me to join Toastmasters. And the very first day I went to this place, I was happy. I found that this is the right place, and I joined it. It took me some time to improve my skills, and Toastmasters is not something where you will get something, you will see some tangible results coming out, or probably after 3 months of time you will not get a sort of you might not feel that you have grown up to XYZ level. But over a period of time you will find the growth happening in you, and that is something that happened in me. And I realized it after a year or two, when I went to my school for an alumni meet. And I have shared the story with many Toastmasters before as well. When I went for an alumni meet in my school after joining Toastmasters, like 2 years after joining Toastmasters, and I was asked to address a crowd. So this was unexpected, and I went and addressed the crowd for 3 to 4 minutes. And after my speech, I came down, and my principal was there, and my friends were there. So my friends started asking me, Nimish, how did you do this? As in, how come you do this thing, give such a good speech for 3 4 minutes? We know you for the last so many years, and you kind of gave a very good speech. I did not respond at that point, but some of my other friends who were there for the gathering, they started saying to others that he is a Toastmaster for last 2 years, and you can see the improvement that happened to him. So that day I realized that you might not see the changes happening in you as a Toastmaster. It will take some time, and you cannot measure everyone from the same base. Probably this is one difference from the regular school system or the educational system when you compare it with Toastmasters. Because in a school, when you complete your 10th standard, or in your graduation, when you write your degree level exam, you all have the same question paper, and you will be judged based on that particular performance. So for some of you who gets 80, you might be getting a distinction or first class, and the scores vary. But that is not how you measure the results in Toastmasters, because you all start with a different base. Some of you might be starting at say at level 5, some of you might be starting at say level 0, level 2, or whatever it is. And from there, how much you move up in the ladder or how much you improve, that is something that Toastmasters will help you over a period of time. And it is not necessary that a person of level 5 might have moved to level 6, a person of level 0 might have moved to level 4. So in Toastmasters, you cannot compare two DTMs or probably two club presidents or probably two people with same pathways proficiency. You cannot compare it because these comparisons will not will not give you the expected results. So I might be a bad communicator, but probably I have improved a lot, which others might not be knowing. I might be a bad leader, but I might have improved a lot over a period of time. So in Toastmasters, even though the results might not be visible in the way that you want to, it will help you over a period of time. But one thing that I did to make sure that I improve is that I was consistent. I was attending the meeting regularly, delivering speeches, taking up roles, and I did not let any meeting go unattended. So I almost attended every possible meeting once in a week, and I gave speeches, and I believe that I have improved a lot, not just with respect to my communication aspects, but with respect to my leadership skills. I know that I have not become a big person, or and I still fumble, I make mistakes, but I believe that I have improved a lot, and all thanks to Toastmasters. I also know certain things, instances in my life where I started talking to people in a better way, not just in the community, Toastmasters community, but outside. So this happened. I still remember the day when I was taking up the role of club president in Oracle. So that happened after 2 years of joining Toastmasters there in Bangalore. I took a leave, a 1 day leave. So I was there in the office, but I sent an email to my manager saying that I'm here in the office, but today is our Toastmasters installation ceremony. So I will not be able to work. So I'm taking a day off, but I'll be there in the office. So he saw me in the office and I'm on leave. And because I was preparing for this ceremony, he immediately sent that email to his managers, the senior management, and I started getting appreciations saying that see the integrity, see the kind of way he did send this email saying that he's there in the office but is still showing the commitment to the work. And I never thought that this would be happening, but still I gave me some sort of a feeling that I did something good. So over the years, with the help of the core values that we all believe in Toastmasters, that is integrity, respect, service, and excellence, I realized that these are not something that you restrict within the Toastmasters community, but something that can drive you in your professional and personal life. So these things will drive you as a good human being uh, in your life. One more example, that when it comes to the interaction with people outside, when it comes to my colleagues or professors or others, I feel that the words I have been using help me a lot. We usually know the way we give evaluations in our meeting, that is we give commendations, recommendations, and commendations, and I have been using this extensively outside outside Toastmasters. And there is a difference. I can see a lot of difference when you structure yourself, what you want to deliver or what you want to convey to others. It creates an impact. So you might not see the things uh, happening very much loud or clear, but small changes in your life will be visible when you think, and you will get it when you think about it later. I must have never known about this commendation approach, or how to actually work on smart goals, had I not been involved with Toastmasters. So this organization helped me a lot, just like it did millions of others. And I'm sure that the skills that you develop as a regular member of Toastmasters will not be visible on day 1 or day 10, but over a period of time, just like you grow muscles when you are regular in gym, it will take some time, but still it will show you the results.
That is, I think, the best description of what Toastmasters is. In fact, even I remember when I joined Toastmaster for the first time, I started from about here and I have grown to somewhere about here now. And there's a long way to go there. But I cannot compare myself with anybody else. Maybe there was a Toastmaster, I mean, there were Toastmasters who directly began from here and they have gone to somewhere here. But there's one thing that I always wonder, because in India, especially, we have always been taught to measure success in terms of tangible growth. We always believe in numbers. But in Toastmaster, that kind of differs. Here, we believe in a very subjective growth. So, how, and there's also fees that is involved with Toastmaster, which is a very nominal fee. But for India, because of the USD and INR rate, we can consider it a little like it is still nominal, but especially for the younger generation who do not earn, who are probably dependent on their parents, for them the amount might, they might think that it is a little on the higher end, while I being on their part, I know that it's not, because I have experienced it. But for those who have not experienced it, for them it might be on a little on the higher note. And there's also the thing that here success is measured in subjective terms. So how exactly these two things come together according to you?
All right. So first of all, I should acknowledge this thing that Toastmasters is a non-profit organization. The money we pay as our renewals or the other fees is spent on the activities of Toastmasters and for the growth of the organization across different countries and different clubs. So you are right. When it comes to the monetary part, for majority of the Indians, it is not very easy to become a member because you might be spending approximately 500 rupees per month. And when it comes to 6 months, probably you will pay, because you pay as 6 months fees. So you might be paying close to 3,000 rupees. And it comes in dollars, not in Indian rupee. So spending this 500 rupees per month probably is something many of the Indians might feel is difficult for them. But and 3,000 for 6 months on a one go is something that many might feel that is a slightly difficult thing. But when it comes to the amount that you spend with respect to other activities, be it enjoying with your friends or joining some other training program or for an online lecture or any other class or even for 2 3 movie tickets, then the amount you are spending is you will not see that money being spent from your pocket. Or probably there are individuals who spend say 40 to 50 rupees every day for probably for a food or a tea or something, and they end up spending more than 1,000 2,000 rupees every month for leisure or something else. And Toastmasters, yes, it will cost you say 500 or rupees per month. I understand that it is slightly difficult for majority, but it is not a very big payment when it comes to the other similar programs or the things that already that are there that are there already in place. So we have done a good amount of research. I have even interacted with many other organizations, something as competitive and that provides you similar avenues for with respect to international speech, with respect to your leadership growth, with respect to conferences. There is nothing that can beat the quality that or the quality and quantity the Toastmasters provide. So I must say that this expense or the money that you spend on Toastmasters is not an expense actually. It is an investment for your growth. There are a number of people who invested money in Toastmasters and later came and said that this in fact helped me, and they credited their success stories to Toastmasters. Even from many in India, from many of the clubs, especially from where I am, I have seen a number of Toastmasters who come back and say to us that this is like a family, because for the first 2 3 meetings I was a stranger. Now I feel like this is a complete family to me, and all things that happened to me in my professional career, be it my promotion or other things, they give credit to Toastmasters. So there are a lot of things happening to Toastmasters across the globe, and I believe that you can create success stories in life because this small investment is for your improvement, and it is not an expense like you like other things. uh, try and see if it works for you, because probably for some of you who might it might not work. There are people who join gym but who might not visit gym every day. It might be a new year resolution to join a gym, but from Jan 2nd probably you might not visit the gym. And for such people, joining gym is in fact a wastage of money. Same is the case with Toastmasters. If you do not plan to spend or spend time, or if you do not plan to attend that weekly meeting of 1.5 hours, then probably Toastmasters will not help you. But do take part in the programs, do take part in the activities, complete your pathways journey step by step. It will take you some time, but complete your pathways journey. Participate in the contest. Try to explore if you can participate in contests outside your club or reach to the area level or division level. Try to take up the leadership roles, not just in the club but at your area, division, or other higher levels. Try if you can become a master of ceremony in a bigger event. Try if you can network with corporates across different geographies. Try to attend meetings of clubs in some other countries. Try to attend meetings of a corporate where you aspire to build your career or to get a job from. So you have enough opportunities. But when you restrict yourself just saying that this 500 rupees that I paid is all sort of for that 1 or 2 hours of meeting, then probably there is not much for you with from Toastmasters. You have to explore this huge world of Toastmasters spread across 16,000 plus clubs, uh, 143 plus countries. And there are millions of people who went through their Toastmasters journey who will say good about Toastmasters. And this is one such organization where you will not find people uh, bad mouthing about Toastmasters in anywhere in the Google. That's probably you should do all these sort of research, and I'm sure that you will definitely give a try. And a person like I'm sure if I go to you, both of you will not disagree. For people like Sayantan or Rohit or me, we all tried to experiment Toastmasters once in our life, and we found that it is working for us and it is taking us on a positive side. We decided not to discontinue it, and we are still Toastmasters, and we are happy about what we are. So do not think that you are spending 500 rupees per month, but see it from a different angle and say that you are investing 500 rupees for your growth and to become a better speaker or a leader.
Definitely, I would agree with that. Wonderful answer, first of all. And I would definitely agree that I am very happy by joining Toastmasters International because I believe it changed my life. The place where I started 4 years back and where am I now? I have seen a huge improvement in it. And today we talked about a lot of things with Nimish Joseph DTM. We talked about soft skills in India. We talked about the negative implications of not having soft skills, not learning about this soft skills. We talked about how government is ensuring that those soft skills are being included in the Indian education system. We also talked about how what we can do to improve those skills. How some non-profit organizations such as Toastmasters International is beneficial in improving those skills. Yes, there are some costs involved in that, but paying such municipal amounts and to see the return of investment in that huge basis is something which we can think upon. So, Nimish, the final question is that what would be the message from your side to our viewers regarding soft skills in India and how Toastmasters is the, according to me, Toastmasters is the best platform where you can learn the soft skills which are mentioned.
Okay, so there is one quote that I heard recently that going forward, the world is not about people who work hard, but it is all about people who work smart. So we need people who work smart, and to work smart, you should have soft. You should be a person with all who is good with respect to your soft skills. You cannot be a topper in your class without having any other skills, but you can be a jack of all trades with all other skills in sufficient amount. So it is all about working smart and probably not about working hard. And you will find this in your day-to-day life. a colleague or a classmate of yours might be getting better attention or promotions faster than you, just because they are more smart than you are. So for developing these kind of soft skills, we find a number of platforms. In fact, Toastmasters is one such platform which help you with multiple qualities. It says that there are 300 competencies what Toastmasters provide to an active member when you involve in its programs. So my message or the idea that I want to share with all of you is that if you have not heard about Toastmasters, then experiment it. Attend couple of club meetings, and if you find it interesting, join it and see yourself what is the change that is happening to you over a period of time. If if you want to if you need any sort of help, then we are happy to help with respect to identifying any club for you. So we'll be more than happy to help you with any of these things. Finally, just remember that Toastmasters, uh, we all are volunteers to this program. In Toastmasters, I as district director, and Sayantan and Rohit as the area directors, we all are volunteers. We are not paid by the program. But when we vouch for it, when we speak for it, then it clearly means that it helped for us. It helped in our personal and professional careers. So it is not a word of recommendation. It's rather a testimonial from all our sides that certain things happen well, and we are just passing on its goodness to others. So just explore the Toastmasters experiences in the nearest club, and I'm sure you will find changes in you. And as I mentioned, Toastmasters will help you to develop those skills which will help you become a smart person, a smarter person. I'm sure you all are smart, but it will help you to become even smarter. Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Nimish. That was a wonderful discussion with you regarding soft skills and how we can improve it and everything. I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. And I'm sure Rohit also enjoyed it. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
and I'm sure that our viewers have really got to learn a lot. I think even few for most of the viewers, their perception would also be changed by it. So if you think that your perception has been changed by this video, do comment down below. Well, that is all from our side for this week. We again wholeheartedly, from the bottom of our heart, thank distinguished Toastmaster Nimish for taking out time to have this discussion here with us and to pass on the message of Toastmasters International, to pass on the message of communication and leadership with all of our viewers. Thank you so much, Nimish.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Toastmaster Nimish.